I hope you are not a Kale main from outside of a major country, because this video might give you nightmares. So, with Classic starting its own journey, which includes, putting ads in front of the Spider-Man movie, as part of all the promos, the game mode is getting its own new skins. I mean, we've already talked about the bundles before, but now it happens to be that a nuke has landed. And it revealed how you get the new Silver Kale. Spoiler alert, it might be expensive. And if you already bought one of the bundles, it might be even more expensive. You see, going back in time to check up on Riot's philosophy on unobtainable skins, you may notice, there is none. For the most part, Riot does what they think works. And so first, after they released time-limited skins, they realized it wasn't a great idea, because eventually people got mad that they can't obtain the skins, which means later Riot tried to figure out how to re-enable the skins without making the exclusive owners mad, because now their special skin is not that special anymore, and that is what resulted in the Championship Ribbon getting the crowned version, which was supposed to be a big sorry to the OG owners. But when it comes to some of the other exclusives, well, Riot technically never said that they would never come back. And so for some of them, Riot just re-enabled them and said tough luck. Although then there are also the other exclusives that were part of special promos. For example, UFO Corky was a reward for voting for League of Legends to be the best game of the year. That doesn't sound sketchy. And so that one is not coming back. And then there were also all the PAX skins that were made in collaboration with PAX, and so we can assume there was some kind of a deal, and so all they could do is make the Neo PAX skins. And besides those, then there are all the collector's edition skins. And specifically, we need to mention the big three: Goth Annie, Black Alistar, and Silver Kale. I mean, there was also Human Rise, but for some reason, nobody's talking about that one, even though all four of these came from the purchase of either the retail or the digital edition of League of Legends. Anyway, with the release of League Classic, once again, Riot tried to do some maneuvers by somewhat re-enabling all of these original skins. Specifically, we are talking about the Goth Annie, Black Alistar, and Silver Kale. Human Rise is missing, maybe Riot will do something with him later. And it turns out that all of this maneuvering managed to confuse absolutely everyone. And what didn't help is that Riot's own in-game store bugged out and it kept showing us the wrong skins. Which means it is time to clean up all this mess. And it's time to explain how you get all the new releases and what is going on with the original skins. And speaking of classic and new releases, we live in a world controlled by machines and eaten alive by the prices of random memory access. That's RAM for you. And you know who can help with that? Our today's sponsor, Opera GX. This video is sponsored by Opera GX. In a world where memory has to be optimized because corporations want to consume it all, why don't you use one of the most hyper-optimized browsers on the market, which can hold hundreds of tabs open while only eating a smidget of performance? The reason why this is so important is because the chances are that right now I am on someone's second monitor while you are gaming. And Opera GX won't hold you back. You see, Opera GX can do it all, from integrations to customizations. And with their everlasting partnership with Riot Games, not only did they run their official integration for MSI, but in the future be ready for a Worlds update. With it, not only can you see the schedule of all upcoming games, but with a simple click you can watch them all, or you can watch all the co-streams, and the entire browser can be customized to fit the theme. This will change everything, from the sounds of the browser, to the color of the buttons, to the entire background. And if you don't like Pro Play, well, you can change it to anything. And with a simple click, you too can prove that you are a Renata main. So go to the link in the description and get a browser that will not only get you ready for Worlds, but it will also free up the RAM on your computer, it will boost your performance, and it will get you ready for the performance at the end of the year. And so once again, many thanks to Opera GX for sponsoring this video, and now back to the standard performance of this video. So the simplest acquisition of the new skins are the bundles. Specifically, there is the Legendary Welcome Bundle, which is for about 4,500 RP, or in other words, about 30 bucks. Ignoring the fact that you have to buy $40 of RP to get this. And with this one, you get the classic and the modern version of the Founder's Goth Annie. You can even see how it is named in the bundles. Which, yes, the naming is confusing. And so to clarify it, we are specifically talking about these. These are the re-releases that were newly made. And since this is the only way to get this, yes, this is technically a $30 Annie skin. But then of course there is also Alistar, which is where things got slightly confusing. Now, in order to get the Black Alistar, you have to get the Classic Welcome Bundle for 9,412 RP, which is about $65. With the catch being that of course you can't buy $65 worth of RP. You have to get the $100 bundle. I thought they banned this in EU like a year ago. And so, technically, we are talking about a $65 skin for Alistar, ignoring the pricing of the bundles. But that is where the confusion settled in. Because you might have faced this situation. Because this shows me that I got the Black Alistar for Modern League. If I go back, there are 2 Black Alistars. It is literally bugged. Given to players who pre-ordered yada yada yada. That's technically not me. I didn't. And then there is the other Black Alistar. Black Alistar Modern. It literally says, okay, Black Alistar Modern. So this is like the... I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. See, it even shows you there are 2 Black Alistars. I'm so confused. I'm so confused. You see, to really screw with people's perception of what they actually bought with their real money, the store got bugged. And so let me clarify it. Despite all the names that appear pretty much everywhere on all the websites, and how incredibly confusing the naming is, you cannot get the original Goth Annie, and you cannot get the original Black Alistar. And we are talking about both the version usable in Classic and in Modern. The original skins are simply unobtainable. Now, thankfully, it didn't take right long and they fixed this in the store. So now you can see that the original Black Alistar is locked as it should be, and instead, if you buy the bundle, you get the Founders Edition of that skin. Meaning we are talking about the black and blue version. So again, despite the client showing the original black and red version, that one is unobtainable and you only get the new one. So far so good, right? The originals, unobtainable, the new versions of the skins come from the bundles. But where do we get the new Silver Kale? Well, this is where some of you may become unhappy for various reasons. And I really do mean it. There are different reasons to be said. So on the merch store, Riot revealed the physical collector's edition of League Classic. And already you might know where I'm going with this. But wait, this collector's edition is actually not bad. Truth be told, I like this one a lot, and I did already buy it. I mean, I am an owner of both the EU and the US versions of the original collector's editions, so I kinda had to get this one. And I am sad that Riot is not including a very important part in this one, because the original collector's edition had a little poster with all the original lore of the first champions. I would like to see that one. Anyway, in this package you get some rune coasters, you get some stickers, you get a really cool keychain. There is the original map that is covered in Easter eggs, which was actually first teased in the cinematic. But more importantly, the physical edition will also get some digital goodies. And so, just like how back in the day you could get the original Silver Kale by pre-ordering one of the collector's editions, now you can get the new Silver Kale, the red one, by getting the new collector's edition. To be honest, this is a really cool way to get this skin, because the acquisition is near identical to the original Silver Kale. I mean, when it comes to the per dollar value, this edition is $100, and the original collector's was about $60, plus 20 years of inflation. So on that front, I'm actually totally fine with how you get the Silver Kale. Sure, if you are a die-hard silver main, it will be on the expensive side for you. But what do you think the Ari mains think about this, huh? And again, keep in mind that the original silver Kale is unobtainable. We are purely talking about the new red version. And so again, the first reason why people might be mad is because this is technically $100 Kale skin, which is on the expensive side. But of course, then there is also the second reason why people might not like this, and that's all connected to the system. You see, these days, anything that Riot does with the merch store is connected to the player accounts. If you wanna buy Riftbound, you log in, use your player ID, and you can order stuff. And because of this, if you actually buy anything that also has a digital side, there is a little check mark that you click to say that you are logged in, after which, if you buy the items, you get the digital things instantly. Which means that yes, if you buy the collector's edition right now, you will get the silver Kale. This is what happened to me. But after I bought it, I also noticed the Black Alistar and the Goth Annie. Of course, we are talking about the new versions. And that is because this collector's edition also contains the legendary bundle. Now, in my case, I lucked out because I didn't have this bundle before I bought the collector's edition. Meaning, this was a pleasant surprise to me. But this may bring up a question. What happens to all the people who first bought the legendary bundle and now they wanna buy the collector's edition? Do they just waste a $65 worth of the bundle? Well, it turns out, yes. Now, as of right now, we don't have an official clarification on this. But it doesn't seem like Riot will be doing any kinds of refunds for this. Honestly, the simplest way to fix this would be to give people the RP worth of the bundle back to their account after they purchase the collector's edition. You don't even have to refund real money. The RP will do. You simply have to do something. I don't think it's okay for people to kinda make their money vanish like this. And so, let's hope that Riot comes up with something. But lastly, there is also the third reason why some people might be unhappy. And that's simply because while there is a really good chance that Riot is shipping to all the countries because they really did expand all the stores, if you don't actually see your own country in the shipping, it is because you are likely searching the wrong store. NA, EU, and OCE are all separate websites. But even so, it might happen that you live somewhere where Riot simply doesn't ship. And in that case, yep, it is possible that the silver Kale is unobtainable for you. That sucks. But now we know how to get the Black Alistar, the Goth Annie, and the silver Kale. And yes, Human Rise is still not getting any love. But we should also mention two more things that you can get for free right now. First of all, on Riot social media, they are revealing codes for old school icons. And right now we got the codes for Annie and Alistar, so keep an eye on Riot's social media. And besides that, let's not forget that the Rusty Blitzcrank is also a thing. Now again, it seems like the original Rusty Blitzcrank is still unobtainable, but the Rustier Blitzcrank is a reward from the classic leveling system. And yes, you can see your level after you go into a queue and then click on a bar on the bottom left. Yes, it is kinda stupid. After which there is also the rustiest Blitzcrank, the one with Twitch inside. And while this one is unconfirmed so far, some websites listed it as a reward that can be bought with IP. Which likely means that you first need to reach level 30 in Classic to unlock the rustier Blitzcrank, after which it is possible that the rustiest Blitzcrank will be in the store for IP. If that's the case, that is a really cool endgame reward. And so, happy grinding. But with that, that is all the new rewards explained. It turns out all of them are available from some kind of a purchase, but everyone got confused because the client got bugged and it wasn't obvious what skins we were actually getting. And so, before things bug out again, just go into the store and buy the purple Ramus now. Because who knows, the spaghetti of the client may explode again.